PLUM Candy Apple Bows will be shown in this tutorial. This color is the perfect color for fall. But first, let me introduce myself. I'm the DIY Queen Diva. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell to keep updated with me and all of my videos on the weekends. Make sure you have enough tail hanging down. You're only going to use your index and your middle finger. You're going to use your thumb to hold the ribbon. Okay, so remember, you're just using your index and your middle finger. So you're going to take the ribbon and go around the two fingers. Then you're going to go up in between the two. I'm not doing anything right here, but straightening out my ribbon. Then you're going to take the ribbon and go only around your index finger. And once you do that, your ribbon should be hanging behind your middle finger. So now you're going to take the ribbon and go in between the two, your index and your middle finger. So now you have this. You're going to go around. And this part right here is where everyone seems to have the issue. It's right here at the flap. So I'm going to take this ribbon that I just flapped over, the flap part that I just threw over. I am going to take this part and tuck it underneath this little flap right here. Go underneath the flap, not over the flap. Pull up and pull down. When you pull down, just make sure your thumb is right there to secure that knot. And there's your bow. Okay. I'm going to wait to cut these at the end and fluff them at the end. Hey guys, make sure you go visit my Amazon Bake Shop at www.amazon.com/shop/DIY Queen Diva for all of your ribbons. So can I make sure I have enough tail? I go around the two fingers and come back up in between. I go around my index finger only. When you go around your index finger, your ribbon should be hanging behind your middle finger. Then you're going to take this ribbon, tuck it in between the two, right down here at the bottom of the V section that forms between your index and your middle finger. You're going to pull it through and just flap it around. Okay. Then you're going to tuck this ribbon underneath, not over, but underneath the flap. There's a flap that sits on the right side that you need to tuck the ribbon under. Pull up, pull down, make sure your thumb is right here to secure that knot. You may have to pull up and pull down to make sure it's tight several times, and there's your bow. Okay, I'll cut and burn the tips here at the end. Okay, so you make sure you have enough tail. You're gonna go up. In between the two, you're gonna go around your index finger. You're gonna take that extra ribbon you have right here, and you're going to take that and tuck in between your index and middle finger at the bottom where the V forms in between the two fingers, and you just pull it out. Okay. I'm just straightening out my bow. It's about to fall off here. Okay, so you take this part. You want to take your ribbon and you want to make sure it's straightened out and flap it over to form your bow. Then you go underneath the flap. You don't want to go over the flap. You want to go underneath the flap that sits on the right side. And you just take it and tuck it under. Okay, you pull up and then you pull down You may have to pull up, you may have to pull up, you may have to pull down several times to make sure that knot is secure. And we'll fluff them out at the end. We'll fluff and cut the tails at the end. I just wanted to come on and show you guys how to do this again, since I am getting so many requests about doing another bow tutorial. If you are a beginner, you can cut your ribbon about 22 to 24 inches so you can have enough room. So I have my ribbon. I make sure I have enough tail. I go up in between. So I go up in between my index and my middle finger. So let me do this again. So you make sure you have enough tail hanging down. I wrap around my two fingers. Then I go up in between my index and middle finger. I go around my index finger. I go in between the two, the index and the middle finger. You just stuff it. Hold up, I'm going to do this again because you guys, someone may be going along and I may be going too fast on this one. Okay, so you make sure you have enough tail hanging. The only fingers you're going to be using will be your index, your middle finger, and your thumb to hold the ribbon. So you go around your two fingers, okay, your index and your middle finger. You go up in between the two. Trying to get all angles here so no one can't say, well, I can't see all angles. So you go in between the two. Then you're going to take your ribbon and go around your index finger only. So once you go around your index finger, this extra ribbon should be hanging behind your middle finger. You're going to take this ribbon right here and you're going to go in between your index and your middle finger. You're just going to tuck it in between. It's like a little V section that sits at the bottom of your index and your middle finger. It's right in between. So you're going to tuck all this ribbon and pull it out. You're going to take this flap and go over. You're going to take this extra ribbon and go underneath this flap that sits on the right side. You're going to go underneath the flap that sits on the right side. Okay? Then you're going to pull it up and then you're going to pull it down. Okay. And it's tight. Okay, so with this one, I can go ahead and fluff. So I'm going to go ahead and fluff out my bow. Just cut your tails. So you just cut your tails. And then you burn your tips. And then you can take your scissors and just, you know, push down on them. Or just squeeze them. And you just fluff it out. And here's your bow. So I'm cutting my tails for my bow. And you just burn your tips. And I just press down with my scissors, or you can squeeze it with your fingertips. And you just fluff out your bows. So after I cut the ribbon, the tips, I just burn them to secure. And then you want to just pinch the ends and fluff out. So you just cut your tails. And burn your tips. And then press down. You can squeeze them. You can squeeze your tips, or you can press down with some scissors or something. And then you fluff out your bow. And we're done. Have a great weekend. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell to keep updated with me on the weekends. And make sure you go visit my Amazon bake shop. Bye-bye.